Hello everyone. Today I will be talking about Lenovo Legion 5 which launched in India on the first week of December this year. Well, we will mainly be discussing about two main things in this video. Firstly, the things you need to know about this laptop before purchasing it, and secondly, is it worth your money or not. Well, without wasting any time, let us move to the video. Now, as we discussed earlier, we will talk about what you need to know about this laptop before purchasing it. As mentioned on the Lenovo side, this product comes with a 120Hz display. So after doing a bit of research on this matter, I found out that this laptop covers 66% of sRGB, 45% of NTSC with a 25 millisecond response time, 1158:1 contrast ratio with a anti-glare FHD display. I didn't mention Adobe RGB or any other unit of color measurement because NTSC is mostly enough to do the work. Now most of you may already know about these things, but the problem here is that with this 120Hz display you are getting a 25 millisecond response time. However, this factor isn't that serious actually, but still let me explain why these things matter. Now for response time. Response time and refresh rate are very close factors, but sometimes people only check refresh rate and don't even bother with response time. But response time is also important in its own way. Let me go in a bit scientific term. 1 second contains 1000 milliseconds, and response time is also counted in milliseconds. When we are talking about a display with 120 Hz, for example, now it means that a display can refresh itself for a maximum of 120 times in 1 second. That means it can refresh itself within every 8 millisecond or so. But if it changes every 8 millisecond and the response time is 25 milliseconds, then the pixels in the display can only change after 3 such refreshes. Now let me explain it with an example. Suppose there is a writer who can write one page per 30 minutes, but the worker who is giving him work telling him to write one page per 15 minutes. So the writer will have to double his speed. Now when that happens, in order to complete his work, he will write faster and will either accidentally skip some words or will write in a bad handwriting. Now response time is somewhat similar. The change of pixel color will not be able to cover up with the refresh rate, which means it will either blur the picture a bit or skip few refreshes, which will lead to what popularly known as ghosting. I guess now you know why response time important. Now I'm not saying you will face ghosting or blurry vision all the time. In case you are playing an offline game or any game under 60 FPS margin, then even up to 25 millisecond can cover up. But the problem arises when you are playing first player shooting games where the display needs to respond quickly and needs to rapidly changes the opponent's position. At that time, if you're playing at that maximum 120 Hz rate, then chances of ghosting happening are high. Now for response time. For 144 Hz up to 7 millisecond and less is idle. For 120 Hz up to 110 millisecond is fine, and for 60 Hz up to 25 millisecond is idle. Since 60 Hz can cope up with 25 millisecond, that's why even if you're playing on a 120 Hz display with 25 millisecond response time but getting a maximum of 60 FPS, you won't feel any problem. Now, if you're thinking of buying a laptop for competitive gaming, then you need to keep these things in mind. And I think everyone knows how annoying ghosting can be. However, it completely not a lost cause. 25 millisecond means the maximum response time a display can get. But mostly it stays below 20 millisecond or even 10 millisecond. But chances of it betraying you on the most heated movements of a battle is also very high. Also, one more point that some of you might be wondering that even if this is a small difference in response time, it's still in millisecond and we won't even be able to notice it. Then yes, you won't be able to notice it in casual games. However, things are different in first player shooter games. First of all, to get the best of it, you will probably play in max FPS possible. And then secondly, when you're gaming like COD Warzone or PUBG for example, there are some movements which you normally call hitting movements when every second counts and stuff. And actually at that moment our heartbeat rises and her hands start shaking. In order to counter your foe, At that moment, our brain activity also quickens and time becomes relatively slower for us. At that time, you can even notice the difference in millisecond because time is slow for your brain. What will happen if in that very heated moment your display starts ghosting? Well, it can be a problem. So for my friends out there who's thinking of playing these sorts of games or thinking of going in e-sport, keep it in your mind. Well, that's it for response time. And let's come to the other thing which is called color gamut. Well, first of all, I think all of you must know that our eyes are capable of seeing a wide spectrum of colors, where even slightly shades can be distinguished. In this manner, when we are talking about a display, they can also produce a wide range of colors called color gamut. And sRGB and NTSC are such units used to measure out all the possibly visible colors. That is your display's color reproducing capacity. Now to make things clear, if you're buying a laptop for gaming rather than getting a PlayStation or Xbox, then I can only think of two possibilities. That either you are a student who loves gaming but need portability so you can do coding and take it in classes. Or you are someone who wants variety. I mean you want to stream videos, do coding, make projects, listen to songs, do surfing in Google or read novels and stuff and not just gaming. Then if there is any other reason, please write it down on the comment section so I can see. Well, even if you're from the first category or the other, color gamut is important in one way or another. For example, if you're gonna watch a display, now why is it important? Well, most of you even don't bother checking the color gamuts before buying a laptop. And it's fine as long as you're only going to game and nothing else. However, if you're gonna stream videos or watch something in your display, then let me explain something. The difference between 66% sRGB or 100% sRGB or even 45% NTSC or 70% NTSC, the difference is hardly visible. You can't make a decisive distinguish between one or another unless you're a professional editor. That's what you might have heard until now. But there is a difference between dull display and good display. Some studies have proved that color can change your perspective of something you are watching. For example, you are watching a movie in which a ghost came and killed somebody and starts spilling and stuff. And if the blood's color is not blood red, will you be able to feel it? Will you be able to feel the horror if the colors aren't correct? When sometimes people watch blood and faints away, but watching it on TV don't bother them. Or maybe you have noticed that in in some displays color looks better, but in others don't. Though can't pick out why. It's because color impacts your emotions. And even watching a movie in good colors can make you totally immersed in some scenes. So as long as you are not thinking of gaming and nothing else, or maybe want a laptop for streaming videos and surfing too, color also matters. But don't get your hope down. The dull display are oftenly below 61% sRGB and 66% sRGB, but it's just that I don't think if you're getting a better display then you shouldn't if you can get a better display then you should lose the chance. Well, that wraps up every time. Sorry. Well, wraps up response time and color gamut. And now other things like PPI and contrast ratio and stuffs in this laptop, I simply can't say those things are bad. Everything else is perfect, and even 1158 ratio 1 contrast ratio is very good. Actually, it's perfect. But my work here was to pin out color gamut and response time. And that's it for the thing you need to know. Now let's move on to the second thing we were going to talk about in this laptop. About whether you should buy it or not, or maybe in other terms, whether is it worthy for your money or not. Well, the answer in my opinion is no. Actually, for 80k price, even if it was available for 2k without bag, I won't consider it. If it was below 70,000, then I would have considered it. But why is but the question is why it is not worth the price? Well, precisely because there are better options available. In fact, I would recommend going with last year's Acer Nitro 5 or HP Pavilion 15 with 144 Hz variant, as it has the same CPU, GPU and specs, and its display covers 91% of sRGB and offers a 5 to 9 millisecond response time for just 73k on Amazon. Even the Acer Nitro 5 gives up to 5 millisecond response time at max, though it's given 3 millisecond on the site. And color of that laptop is also same. I admit that the contrast ratio on both these laptops are low as compared to the Lenovo, but they are cheaper than Lenovo Legion 5. And Acer Nitro 5 for 77k even offers GTX 1660 Ti, which is almost 1.5 times faster than GTX 1650 Ti. So only because there are better options and cheaper options out there, I can't consider it a worthy competitor for money. Rest is up to you, as it has a good cooling system and stylish design, so it's all up to you. And also just recently, I heard Ryzen they launched Lenovo's Legion 5's Ryzen 7 variant, available for 83k in Amazon, which can still be considered some worth, but it has the same display specs. So if you can ignore all this, then you're free to choose. And the link for all these laptops are given on the comment section, so don't forget to check it out. Well, for those of you who heard that Lenovo Legion 5 is so good, it's this and that, well, you must be wondering why is it like this when I'm explaining it. Well, the laptop you heard about is Lenovo Legion 5, no doubt, but it has Ryzen 7 4800H GTX 1660 Ti 144Hz display, which covers 100% sRGB, 72% NTSC with 300 nits brightness, 1158:1 contrast ratio, 3 millisecond response time, and has 16 GB 3200 MHz RAM variant, which is available for just 75k INR. But actually, that's according to its price in USA, that is 1000 USD, which converts to around 75k in Indian currency. All that hype was because of this American model, which is very cheap and is honestly a beast for the price. Even I was so much hyped when I saw the price in USA for first time, and I was eagerly waiting for its arrival in India. But I am sorry to say this thing we got here is, well, whatever you wanna call it. It's up to you. So that's everything for today, friends. If you like the video, which I don't think you liked probably because of the bad news I gave you, but still, if you appreciate it, if you appreciate my video, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more videos.